you know. I'm sure it did.
I always thought that was fascinating. That you're, there's, if you, said, sport 124.
Yeah.
What that would sound like his head, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
So, yeah.
It was just
Oh, yeah. I've been there a long
Well,
time.
part of the state, the streets,
Got way farther than.
number avenue. It's usually. It's just. Number streets.
Yeah.
Okay.
Don't know. They get French. They got things all done.
I'm 24.
She learned that age, that's such a information. Like I would at least say like in increments of 5, like. It's such a random like number.
But yeah.
Okay, everybody, it's 6 o'clock. Please rise for the Pledge of Allegiance.
Yeah.
Sorry, I did not move like back, sorry.
Pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Okay, roll call of the council, please.
Smith,
Here.
Anderson. Here. Arcano.
Here.
Burbank.
Here.
Ferguson. Here. Bender, absent. Green.
Here.
Okay, and is Connie on via Zoom? Okay. All right,
Move to excuse Councilmember Bender.
Second.
all in favor?
Aye.
All opposed?
Motion carries.
Okay. Doesn't look like we have any agenda modifications this evening, or?
We do.
We do.
Yeah, there's an amended agenda in front. Sorry.
Move to approve the amended agenda as presented.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
All opposed?
Motion carries.
Okay. Well, this evening, we're gonna start with our street naming presentation. Okay. It is a excuse me, it is a long-standing tradition in Buckley to name streets in honor of individuals who've devoted many years and in many cases decades serving our community. Tonight, we are proud to recognize Gene and Larry Smith. Gene and Larry both served as volunteer firefighters for the city of Buckley from 1972 until their retirement in 1993. Gene held the rank of lieutenant and Larry served I'm not sure that's supposed to be a term, but it says served a term as acting chief. So he was acting chief for the department. Gene also served on the city council for 21 years, including 6 months as mayor. Gene and Larry also owned and operated Smith's Hardware, which was a fixture on Main Street for a number of years. Decades, in fact. Tonight, I believe we are joined by members of the Smith family. Would you guys please come to the podium and I'll present you this. We do that like we did last time.
Yep.
Ron. Right here at the podium, sorry.
Larry. Yeah. I just.
Larry and Kathy.
Yeah.
Okay. Guys, that
Oh, nice.
for you guys to share amongst the family or what have you. Okay, in recognition of a lifetime of extraordinary dedication and service to the Buckley community, the city of Buckley proudly designates Smith Street in honor of these lasting contributions which have shaped our city. This street will serve as a permanent tribute to a legacy of leadership, service, and commitment to the safety and the well-being of our community. Yeah. Sure. Yeah. Oh, really? Okay, and if you'd like to say a few words, we'd love to have, okay.
I'm a Smith and I love this. I don't know what neighborhood it's going into. Elevator on, exactly. Oh, yeah.
It just made me laugh. I was like.
Yeah.
Oh.
Yep.
Don't think so. Um. Yeah, if anybody, if you guys would like to say anything, a few words or anything, you're more than welcome to. At the podium or from there is fine too.
Loved it. You know,
Yep.
I mean, all the stuff that he got done with the city, got started on the, funeral home, got the Logs Rodeo started, you know, the property and. Yeah,
Yeah.
I mean, he just loved it all.
Yeah.
Yeah, thank you.
Absolutely. Absolutely, yeah. Rob, the son, and I were in the same class together and Rob shared a few things with me, just not related to this. Well, actually related to this. He has quite a wall of memorabilia in his garage of stuff from the old Smith's Hardware, which is pretty cool. He sent me some pictures and yep. Yeah, Rob shared with me, when we were in high school, they did some probing underneath the old city hall, which is now, of course, being remodeled. But, and discovered what we discovered again recently, the lack of concrete and whatnot under the foundation for different additions over the years and stuff. And I didn't know they had done that. That was part of the architectural drawing class or something. They had done some work for this, volunteering for the city on City Hall. I think it was before they added the wheelchair ramp on the side. I think is what it was for, if I remember right. So anyway, thank you both for being here. You bet. Okay, on to public comments. We have any member of the public, if you'd like to speak for up to 3 minutes, and sure, and we'll have another opportunity at the end, but if you'd like to speak now, please. And just state your name and if you're a City of Buckley resident or not.
Hi, yes, I'm Sandra Anderson and I am a resident of Buckley and I've talked to you on the phone. I met with you and so good evening. I'm here to address a matter on beekeeping and the hive setback requirements that the city currently has. It's BMC 9.15.040. And it basically requires a 30-foot setback. And I'm in a zone of R8000 that allows me to have bees outright with no permit. But I don't have 30 feet on any given side of my house. I have exactly 30 feet from the back to the back of my house. So I'm hoping that the council will address the code and look at other cities. And I have a bill here, it's Senate Bill 5934 that was passed this last year that it states a city may set restrictions related to beehives, but may not adopt an ordinance banning beehives. And I kind of feel like the 30-foot restriction setback restricts me or bans me from having a beehive on my property. So I also brought a chapter from Federal Way that gives an example of their setbacks. And theirs is normally 25 feet, but if you don't have that, they allow you to go all the way to 10 feet from the property line, as long as you put a 6-foot cedar fence or a 6-foot hedge around the bees so they fly up and out. So I'm hoping that you'll address something like that, because I can certainly most do that. And I've been beekeeping for 20 years and I'm just heartbroken that I have a neighbor that is not happy with my bees, but the rest of them are fine. So bees are a good thing for the environment. They're dying in a number that's unbelievable. So I like to keep beekeeping. And then I brought a bill 5972 that is another Senate bill that passes last year in Washington State dealing with neonicotinoids. And who do I give these to? Therefore. So, yeah, again, I would just really appreciate if you would address the code because I feel it's outdated. There's a lot of growth here in Buckley. Obviously the setback is on the books for some reason, maybe something happened way back when, but the state is becoming more bee friendly because of the loss of bees. And I'd like to participate in helping them survive. And so I'm hoping you allow me to do that. The other thing is, I have signatures from a couple of the neighbors that my hives are only 12 feet from. Hopefully that's not my phone.
Well, it's just a 3-minute timer.
Okay, oh, I'm done. Well, that's it. But they've signed documents and they're fine with it. So if you were to change it to 10 feet, I'm 12 feet from 2 of the neighbors and they said, great.
All right,
Okay,
perfect. Thank you.
Thank you.
and nice to talk to you yesterday.
Yep, thank you.
Okay, do we have anybody else?
I
online
believe
or-
Carolyn had signed up.
Okay,
Good evening, Mayor and Council. Carolyn Robertson Harding here, President of the Buckley Chamber. I just wanted to do 2 things. One, I wanted to thank city staff for help with putting up our banners. Zach and Josh did a great job. They dealt with my girl directions and we got them all put up, all 21. They're all up. I think, we've gotten some positive feedback. I hope you think that they look great. We're excited about it. We're excited about having the baskets go up too, to really make that look nice for this summer. And other than that, we're looking forward to hearing from the city attorney so that we can get our speaker system up and running before the log show. So, thank you.
okay.
Thank you.
Thanks, Carolyn.
That was the only one I saw.
Okay, and Marvin, did you sign up? Did you want to?
I did, no.
Oh, did you want to? Okay,
No.
okay, just checking. I saw you go back, so I just wanted to make sure. Okay. Anybody else like to speak? There'll be another opportunity at the end of the meeting for up to 3 minutes. So. Okay. With that, we'll move on to committee reports. I just had a couple of things we touched on at study session. If you're not aware, the old Leon's Deli, now Match Mart, sold in the last couple of months for, I don't remember the exact figure, but it's $7-ish million. Which really helped our REIT revenue come in. And then again, last month, Western Self Storage sold for 14.65 million. I believe Scott Corliss was the purchaser. And so again, those REIT dollars are being replenished quickly for other city projects. And because we depleted it quite well with City Hall, so which was well needed, but it's nice to have that money coming back amongst all the other home sales and stuff. I just wanted to call out those couple things. So with that, go on to utilities and transportation. Councilmember Arsano.
Yeah, we met, utilities and transportation met a couple hours ago, so I didn't get you time to get you guys notes, obviously, but we went over the Vector truck purchase update. Chris sent a PO out for the Vector truck, which was about a budgeted item. And we should see hopefully delivery in 2026 because it takes about a year to build it. Utility recruitment, they hired 2 new utility workers. They start June 2nd. The 6-year STIP plan, there's 26 projects. Most of the projects are rolled forward from last year. We went over the sidewalk and ADA plan. There's 6 new projects on that, and then we'll be seeing that at another study section with the 6-year STIP. We went over the Vision Zero, which is a draft resolution wanting 0 fatalities by 2035 for safe streets. With that study, we should be able to go after some funding. We went over the speed limit plan, working on a local safety plan. We're going to use crash data to identify bad spots in town and then use our speed limit signs to collect data. And then we're researching photo enforcement. Building and planning update. We had pre-con for the Buckley Gas and Coffee It'll be a shell station and they're hoping to break ground in July. And then the Blueberry Farm has final plat. Then in the water, for the water department, we're looking at putting a vault in for magnesium hydrate, which is a budgeted item.
Thank you. Let's see. Next, we have Senior Citizens Advisory Commission, Councilmember Bergerson.
Thank you. Senior Citizen Advisory Commission met on May 7th, last Wednesday. And Director Snodgrass gave the commission a sample of the reports required by Pierce County. These reports help to establish who are using Buckley Senior Center to determine services offered to our center in the way of meals and grants. Lori provided the commission with a busy May and June activities calendar, as well as a more detailed upcoming event list. And it looks like our senior center is going to be rocking for the next couple of months because it was a plethora of activities there. And Director Snodgrass went over the strategic planning goals and objectives and handed out a draft of the new volunteer handbook. Questions and discussion on information included in the volunteer handbook, and a few suggestions were made by the commission members for additional information they thought would be helpful to be included in that handbook. So that's how that went.
Thank you. Appreciate it. All right, moving on to the consent agenda.
Move to approve the consent agenda.
On tonight's consent agenda is final acceptance of the Foothills Trail parking lot project, final acceptance of the Mundy Lost Road Storm project, claim and payroll, the minutes of the January 14th city council meeting, the January 28th city council meeting, and the February 11th city council meeting.
You use Ron's motion? Okay. And was there a second?
Second.
Okay. All right, all in favor? All opposed?
Motion carries. Next item on the agenda is purchase of Springbrook Cirrus Financial Software.
Move to approve the purchase of Springbrooks, is it Cyrus?
I don't know.
Cyrus
Cirrus.
software.
Second.
Okay. And Director Hines is here for questions and comments. If you have anything, I know we went through this in the study session last week, so. And did anybody have, oh, Denise?
I did have a question. Since we were talking about cameras and photo enforcement for speed limits, would that system be able to handle that as well as far as billing out to speeders?
As far as being like billing out for photo, I don't know what the photo enforcement exactly was.
Typically, that would be handled under the same category as our municipal court, or they would have separate software through whichever
Yeah.
company we would go through. We wouldn't necessarily generate the invoices for that or the tickets for that in-house. It would be done separately.
Okay.
Yeah, I think so.
Thank
Yeah.
you.
All right, any other questions, comments, concerns? Okay. All right, all in favor? All opposed?
Motion carries.
Okay, staff reports. We've got Chief Ursano, or I'm sorry. Alfano. I swear that's what I just read, even though it's not what it says.
It happens. It's okay. Pretty basic staff report from the first quarter. You can see our stats are right in line with what they were, a little bit above from last year in 23. So we're out there making stops and issuing tickets when necessary and doing all that stuff. So any questions? We had a couple, you'll see on there, Colby Sokol graduated from the police academy. He's out in training right now. And so we're back to full staff. We've got guys back from medical leave. And so you'll see an increase as the summer comes, obviously. And then Officer Van Hoof received an award for his 2024 performance. So. Yeah.
Super. Any questions, comments, concerns for Chief? Okay.
All right.
Thanks, Kurt.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Okay, and City Administrator update.
The newsletter went to the printers today, so it should hopefully hit mailboxes late next week or early the following week. Our new website is launching May 28th, so you'll be able to check that out. We all had a staff training today, so excited for a more user-friendly website. And then also today, the skate park new camera was installed, so you might have seen them on the lift doing that. So we will have much better, clearer footage here starting tomorrow. And then last, save the date for August 7th for the Doc Tate Pavilion grand opening. That will be on August 7th. I believe it's a Thursday.
Oh.
No time yet.
It is, it's at, I believe it's on the Tunes by the Trail. I think it's at 5 or
Okay,
5:30.
same
It's right before, yeah.
That's all for me, Mayor. Thank you.
Okay. All right, and with that, we'll have public comment again, another round, if anybody'd like to speak for, yeah, oh, yes, please. Yeah, oh.
I was gonna just do one thing under staff reports. For anybody that doesn't know, the city is hosting an open passport event this Saturday from 9 AM to 2 PM in this building. First come, first served basis. There will be like 4 of us or 5 of us here, making sure it runs smoothly. But if you know anybody that needs a passport to travel, send them our way on Saturday.
Okay.
What were those times again? 9 AM to 2 PM.
Thanks, Peter.
Thank
Oh, please, oh, sorry.
No, just a question
Okay.
on that. On the Facebook, I saw it was like for like new passports. You can't renew it at that event.
No, we don't do renewals.
Okay.
Unless it's been expired for more than 5 years.
Gotcha.
Yep.
Okay. All right, super. All right. Okay. Oh, one more from Brandon.
So I will say, the passport thing, somehow the federal government's running ahead of schedule. Just got my passport back real quick. I don't know if that's a Doge thing or whatever, but it's very efficient.
Okay, good. Okay, now, public comment, please. Yep, absolutely. Sorry.
Two things real quick, because I live up past
Megan,
Burnett.
we know your name, but for the record.
Megan
can you-
Rhodes.
thank you.
Do not live in town. I live up past Burnett. And so I come by the new McDonald's entrance and exit, which are one way each way. And so I just want to make the comment that frequently when I drive by there, people are turning the incorrect way. So they want to come out and turn left towards 410, or they're coming down and they want to turn left into McDonald's. It's not easy because it's not designed that way, but they do. And it causes, I mean, it's going to cause an accident at some point because that is a pretty short block as it is. So just that quick comment, but more importantly, what I wanted to say was, since you're here, Smith Brothers Hardware is like such a fond memory of Buckley for me. I used to live on Cottage Street and my kids would take change down there and they'd be so happy when they came home with a little bag of nails or screws and they could make stuff. So it was a sad day when Smith Brothers closed, and I'm glad that I happened to be here on the same night that you're here so I could say thank you.
Yeah, awesome. Thanks, Megan.
Thank you.
All right, anybody else like, oh,
This is my first time doing this, so I'm not that good at it. Anyway, a little bit more on the bill that are the setbacks. I also have a heavily wooded area right behind my house, and then I have a 6-foot fence. So I have my beach just a couple feet from that fence line. I feel that there shouldn't even be a 10-foot setback if you have a heavily wooded area behind you. So the setback to be reduced for the other sides, again, I hope you'll take the 10-foot into consideration with the fence and the hedge. And then the neonicotide, just information, it was banned because it was determined that it's a pesticide that's the largest used in the world. It gets in the ground, comes up through the pollen, and it makes the bees sick. It basically is a neural toxin to them and they get lost. So I hope you'll read that bill because it's really important. And again, it was another Washington State bill.
Okay.
Passed this last year. So
right.
thank you.
Yep.
Thank you.
Okay, anybody else? All right, with that, we'll move on to council member comments and go to the order. Ron?
2 items. One with the gentle lady's comments. I do believe the way she described it, a 30-foot setback, it sounds like what she has described is 30 feet all around the property. And I don't imagine she has bees around the entire 270 degrees of her property. So if we could look at this and see what we can do to update this, I mean, this, I know that beekeeping's not new, but it is in the past couple decades has become more popular. That's where we get our honey from. Somebody has to make, keep bees to get honey. So can we study that? 1, 2, photo enforcement. We're gonna have to partner with WSP because the greatest issue with busting lights, Park and Main, Park and 410 and Main and 410 with the light busting. And Park is that's my main route to get to and fro, and it's not good. And so I don't know what that looks like with WSP. The chief would know, he's still here, he might know where, not a lot of traffic lights within the town, stop sign. But it's the lights that they're triggered to, the city of Fife has it on a hair trigger. I mean, if you even go across the stop, you know what I mean? But both of those two intersections, that's where you're gonna get where we needed at.
Yeah, and unfortunately, DOT will not allow red light cameras on state highways. They won't allow it. So like when you're going through Bonnie Lake, all the lights on 410 they're not camera lights because DOT won't allow it. But they can put them like down in the city of Fife, they're all city lights. They're all city maintained street lights or red lights. And so they put cameras on their lights and they put speed, they put on in a park zone or the school zones there. So that's the difficult part with that. We do have, we've had a couple, just last month, we had an enforcement from we belong with Pierce County Traffic Safety. And people were complaining on Facebook, there's Lakewood motor cops up here. They were up here doing an emphasis. And they were sitting at Park and 410 specifically looking for people on their phones and doing that. They are going to be up here again on May 22nd. So people be warned, they write a lot of tickets. So, but yeah, that's the unfortunate part with the state highway. DOT doesn't allow traffic enforcement light cameras on those traffic lights.
Interesting.
So, but if we had traffic lights within the city, we could do it.
Yeah.
So,
Super. Thanks, Kurt.
yep.
Okay. Anybody else? Questions, comment, anything? Okay. With that, I'll entertain a motion to adjourn.
Motion to adjourn.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
All opposed?
Motion carries.
Thank you, council.